Hey, it's the Empire, Geobox Empire, Backshot Boxing. Now, my boy Gervonta Tank Davis, man, the king, the uncrowned king at 135, man, the man who needs no titles become a star in the sport of boxing. You know, usually you need the WBA title, the WBA super title, the IBF, WBO, or WBC to be perceived as the best at 135. But the Gervonta Tank Davis, man, he's above all those things, man, because he is tutored and basically, trained by my boy Floyd Money Mayweather, arguably the greatest boxer of all time, man. Gervonta Tank Davis is living in a whole nother world, man. And, he's such a big star that, in fact, everyone he fights becomes a star if they pit a mediocre performance against him. Now, my boy Gervonta Tank Davis fought Isaac Cruz like a year or two ago. And, man, the guy... Isaac Cruz was doing good in the beginning, but Gervonta was winning the fight. Gervonta hurt his hand, and he was beating Isaac Cruz in one hand for the rest of the fight. But Isaac Cruz looked good. He was being real aggressive. He was getting Gervonta in the ropes, and a lot of fans were saying that Isaac Cruz, well, he pulled it off. He did it. He really won the fight. But a lot of people were saying that, hey, Gervonta Tank Davis had one hand and he beat him one-handed, which that's what I think would happen. He beat him with one hand. Right. Ever since then, Isaac Cruz has become somewhat. He's been connected to Gervonta Tank Davis because he's one of those guys who pit on the best performance against Davis because of his hand, right? Beating him with one hand, which was his off hand, which is his right hand. All that being said, man, Isaac Cruz have been stopping guys left and right, man. Isaac Cruz just stopped Eduardo Ramirez, man, by KO, man, in round 2 with a devastating right hook, right? And the guy got back up, and Isaac Cruz basically just finished him off, right? Now, before that, he knocked out Yurikios Gamboa in round 5, and he just walked right through him. Isaac Cruz has been just in a tear in the 135 division, and I was talking about, even before the fight, how Isaac Cruz was the #1 fighter out of Mexico, right? And to this day, he's still the #1 fighter out of Mexico. A lot of people want Isaac Cruz to fight someone like a Ryan Garcia, right? Garcia called him called him Chihuahua, but Garcia does not want any parts of Isaac Pitbull Cruz, right? It's not happened. I want to see that fight. I think that's a big fight. Gervonta Tank Davis, after the fight, he was there for the Eduardo Ramirez versus Isaac Cruz fight. He said, "Man, listen, we want this fight. We want you to fight." The guy he just fought last, which was Gervonta Tank Davis fought Rolando Romero last fight, and he says, "Listen, I'll fight you, but you gotta fight your Rolando Romero first, right?" So that fight is in the books. People are talking about it. Gervonta said, "Hey, let's make this happen," and Rolando Romero is a Gervonta Tank Davis fight. I'm sorry, he's a TMT fighter. He fights under Floyd Money Mayweather, so that fight could easily be made. TMT Promotions and Al Heyman, they work hand in hand, so that fight can definitely be made. So with all that being said, man, Gervonta is definitely in the crowd watching Isaac. He was watching, he was smiling. After the knockout, it was sort of funny. They panned in on Gervonta Tank Davis to see his reaction, and they're building him up. They're building Isaac up, man. And like I said earlier, Isaac Cruz is an elite level fighter. I've been saying it for a long time, even before the fight happened with Isaac Cruz and Gervonta Tank Davis. The hype before the fight, I was telling people how Isaac Cruz is a good fighter. Are other big names going to give Isaac Cruz a chance if he can't get the Gervonta Tank Davis fight, man? We will see, man. But they're trying to build Isaac Cruz up as the next star, and he is that guy, man. He's shorter than Gervonta Tank Davis, shockingly, but he knows how to get inside. He throws hellacious body shots, and he's that guy, man. He's just that guy. Me personally, I want to see him fight his peers from Mexico. I want to see the supremacy from Mexico. I want to see Isaac Cruz versus Ryan Garcia, man. I want to see him versus all the big name Mexican fighters. Even maybe Isaac Cruz versus Teofimo Lopez. That'd be a big fight. Even though I think Teofimo Lopez is like half Mexican, half Honduras, but still a big deal. maybe even Isaac Cruz versus Lomachenko. You know, there's a lot of fights for Isaac Cruz. Maybe even him versus George Gambosis. You know, Isaac Cruz is a big deal, man. He's a big deal. Outside Ryan Garcia, Isaac Cruz is the next big star from Mexico in the 135 division. You could argue Teofimo Lopez, but Tio moved up to basically he's on 140 right now. So at 135, Isaac Cruz is still a big dog. He's still a big dog. So, you know, we're going to see how this whole thing plays out, man, with Isaac Cruz and Gervonta Davis. But like I said earlier, I named all kind of other fights for him. Those are a lot of fights for Isaac Cruz. You know, like I said, Gervonta Davis, Ryan Garcia, Teofimo Lopez, Vasyl Lomachenko. You know, a lot of big fights for him. So let me know how you guys feel about it, though. How you guys think Isaac Cruz did against Edward Ramirez? I thought it was a good fight. They had Gervonta there. They definitely might make that fight happen again. I think that Isaac needs one big name fight before he gets the Gervonta Davis fight again. It will most likely be Rolando Romero because it's just an easy fight. They both fight under the PBC / the Mayweather Promotions, and this will be a big one, right? So let me know how you guys feel about it, though, man. But Isaac Cruz looked spectacular tonight, man. All the big names were there, and he put a dominant performance on. You know, do you guys want him to see? Who do you guys want to see him fight next? Gervonta Davis, or one more big name to prove himself? You know, one thing that really gets me every time is they always talk about how Gervonta Davis fights nobodies, but when the guys he beats, you know, prove themselves and they're fighting big names and they're walking through guys and they're stopping former world champions, right? There's nothing to be talked about. It's weird. People talk about how, you know, Gervonta's fighting nobody, but they want him to rematch those nobodies. They all know what time it is. These are big names. These are big dogs. People just don't want to give their just due. But Isaac Cruz is definitely a big name, man. One of the better fighters at 135. One of the more slept on fighters at 135. But the guy, he proves himself even in losses. So let me know how you guys feel about it, though. Like, comment, subscribe. This is the Empire. Geobasket Empire. Peace.